we're back on the Sports Blitz, my microphone and everything. Mark Freeman, Weldon Braxton. We're joined by Charlie Bowden from Plummerville Speedway. We've actually had a lot of good response to our first little interview that we had with Charlie a couple weeks back about the events going on out there at the Speedway. And Charlie, we appreciate you joining us today.
Hey, good morning, guys. Thanks for having me back here. I'm glad to be on the Sports Blitz and chance to talk to you about the Plummerville Super Speedway. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know anything about our racetrack, we are 25 minutes east of Russellville, right down I-40. You get off at exit 112, then on to Highway 64. The track's just a little bit east of the town of Plummerville. You can't miss it. 7:30 every Saturday night, ladies and gentlemen. Good family entertainment, good food, friendly people, and grassroots stock car racing. Our motto is, hey, come on down to exit 112 and get your thrill at the Ville. Plummerville Super Speedway.
I like it. Well, you've given us a little bit of information as to what actually happened. You made mention of the fact that people drive by this place a lot of times and they didn't even know it existed. So you gave us a little bit of information last time about what actually happens at the racetracks, what different things you offer. Yeah. Would you retell us those things and then kind of tell us about some of the stuff that you've got going on right now?
You bet. Now, every Saturday night we run 4 classes of cars. We run factory stocks, which are just like kind of like the car you see out on the street. Knock the windows out of it, put a roll cage in, a little bit of work on the motor, headers, go racing. We have E-mods. They're a modified car, but they're called E because they're economy, just basic stock motors, stock suspension. Then we have the hobby stock class, and that's just what it entails also. It's a hobby. You work on it. You know, you get some head work done, get a different cam in it, tweak the suspension, put some performance in there. And then we run our outlaw modifieds, and they are outlaw. Whatever motor you can cram in between them front tires, any kind of suspension, it is wide open, and they will hook it around that speedway. We run those 4 classes every week. And then, like coming up tomorrow night, we have specials. About twice a month, we'll bring in a different class of cars and, have something, what we call specials in addition to our weekly classes.
Now, Charlie, all that's great. And we know about the races. We know about the different classifications as far as, what races people can see. But you told me in the pre-show, there's some drama. Now, last time I asked you, you said, it's friendly, couple of good young drivers and all that. Other than that, nothing else is going on. But you came in and told me that something has changed. Tell us about it.
Yeah, baby, we got some drama now. Before I forget it, Charlie's mind ain't what it used to be. I got to tell you now, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night, May the 31st, we have the Southern Outlaw Late Model Series coming into town. Late models are tubular chassis cars, completely manufactured, weigh about 2,200 pounds, and run almost an 800 horsepower motor. So you can just do the math on that and imagine how exciting those cars are on our little bull ring. Southern Outlaw Late Models tomorrow night, May 31st. Now, to Weldon's favorite part of the show. Yeah, baby. We got drama. We got rivalries. I'm not getting as many hot dogs as I should be, so I get cranky in the booth, man. But, we had some trouble last week. We had a couple young men lost their temper, not with each other. One of them, they both lost their temper with the boss, and that is not a good thing to do. You don't go off on the man that runs the track. So one man is banned. He's gone. We can't put, he's just too much. We can't have him no more. Another man suspended for 2 weeks. He got mad at the boss and used some expletives to describe the boss's lineage and his lifestyle.
Wow.
And so that got him a 2-week suspension. And we do it. Then we just got some straight-up rivalries with the drivers. The 1D Chris Dollarhide and 1X Mitchell Morrow in the hobby class. These boys, they're right there in the top of the points. I believe Preston Freeman's actually leading the hobby points, but Mitchell and Chris right behind him. And they run neck and neck, and a couple weeks ago, they both protested each other. It's in our rules. If you think somebody's running illegal, you got the money in your pocket right after the checkered flag drops, you protest him, we tear the motor down right there in the infield. And one of them protested the other one. He said, that's fine, I got money in my pocket too, and I'm protesting you. So they tore both cars down. But both cars were legal. Those cars are just that good. They seemed like they had a performance advantage, but they didn't. The motors were legal. They were just that good. We got some that's hobby. We got rivalries in the factory stock, that rubbing paint thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes Clayton Pruitt and Eddie Hoyer, they get to running together, and one of them's like, well, this is my line, and the other one's like, well, I want to run in it too, and you get to swapping paint and beating on doors, and so that's kind of exciting.
Yeah.
That's my kind of race.
No, it is. And you talk about passing inspection. I mean, NASCAR fans will know Chad Knaus has been doing that for years, figuring out how to pass inspections. And we all know what he's up to. I mean, Jimmy Johnson.
I don't at all.
Well, I mean, us in the NASCAR world, Mark, we understand what Chad gets away with on a week-to-week basis. Jimmy Johnson won again last week.
It's all about pushing the rules.
Pushing the rules. And, he's been caught a few times, as you know, Charlie. He's been caught a few times, but he gets away with it. But I think you told us a little bit about what's coming up. You want to give us a refresher on what's coming up with you guys, get people out there, and
You bet. Like I said, tomorrow night, can't say it enough. Southern Outlaw late models, they are exciting. I mean, they're a bigger car, kind of blocky, and you put 15 or 20 of them on that track running about 80 miles an hour. We're talking about a quarter-mile speedway. That is exciting. Watch those cars with that much power maneuver with each other through those turns. That is just always impressive. Same way with the modifieds, they sling a lot of horsepower, and it's going to be a good night tomorrow night. Late models, hobby stock, E-mods, modifieds, and factory stocks.
All right, now that you've talked about some stuff that I know the gearheads love, and I know guys like you and Welton love. You told us last time about some things that are going on for folks like me. I wouldn't understand what was going on. They're going fast. I love that. But that's all that I would understand about it. So that I would love to see those cars flying around the corners, and I would love to see those cars just driving as fast as they possibly can. But what do you have out there for guys like me? You mentioned the food. That's one thing that I when I heard the food, I thought I might just go out there myself.
Hey, heck yeah, man. I'm still waiting on you to come down there and feed your lovely bride them fried bologna sandwiches. She said she's all about that. We got great food. We got slushies. Of course, we got hot dogs, corn dogs, hamburgers, all the regular stuff. We got chicken baskets, cheese sticks, Polish sausages. I mean, like I said, I'm
place
not
you can go have dinner and watch some.
You can have dinner
full
and the show.
Full night.
And the thing with drama and arguing and fighting, we don't condone it, but the old saying is in dirt track racing, if you fight in our pits, that's $100 fine and a 2-week suspension. If you fight on the front stretch, we'll pay you. Because, the crowd loves that. We don't have that much at our track. You'll see some words out there from time to time. And it's a good family atmosphere. We don't have any alcohol. We don't have any special area for the children, but they're relatively safe. We got people watching. We only got one gate. We got a man watching that gate all night long. Kids can run and play, without, worrying anything that's going to happen to them. And they got quite a bit of place to run and play. I keep saying I'm going to put in a big sandbox for them and haven't got around to it yet. And, like you said, you don't know anything about it, Mark, but hey, we got a decent announcer, and he tries to explain the classes as they come out and say, well, folks, this is what this class is. Of course, he goes through the drivers, and he tries to give you a rundown of what you're fixing to see so you'll understand the cars you're seeing and the performance that's expected out of them and stuff like that.
Well, I would need that.
Yeah, well, we try to keep our classes separate. We try to keep them far enough apart that when someone comes to track the first time and the factory stocks go off the track and the hobbies come out, they say, oh, those cars kind of look the same, but they're not. Those are much faster cars than the ones that were just out here.
Gotcha.
And it's very obvious in the modifieds
because they can just soup them up, huh?
The difference in the E-mods and the full-blown modifieds, it's them full-blown mods, they rock.
Oh, yeah, get up and go.
They rock.
He's getting happy over here.
Get up and go. I can tell. I can tell.
Man.
Well, Charlie, I just want to know this real quick. I'm looking at the weather. Obviously, we see it's a little bit nasty outside. What's that going to do to the racing?
Man, that ain't going to do. That right there is just track prep for us. Our little track sheds water. I saw a time one year in 2007. At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it did this, and we had rain standing in the infield. We raced that night. The track sheds water. The only difficulty we have, it's nothing for the fans. The back pits get a little bit wet, and that can be a problem for the haulers. But this right here is probably the heaviest rain we've seen all week, and if we don't get any more than this, help me, 26 hours from now, the track will be just fine, and there won't be any dust.
That'll be good.
You
yeah.
bet. There
Knock
won't
it down.
be, dirt track racing, hot weather, you're going to get a little dust, but with all the moisture we've had in the air this week, Plummerville Super Speedway is going to be just right tomorrow night. It's going to be what the drivers call tacky.
Yeah.
And they like
Grab-
that. Them cars will get a bite now.
Well, that's good.
The
Hey,
motors will grip that dirt.
you're speaking my language as far as making it comfortable for the fan to get out there and experience
fried
this.
bologna sandwiches. don't
And you
forget.
got fried bologna
Man.
sandwiches. If you got a turkey leg,
Hey, I ain't got that yet, but we got cheese sticks and onion rings, and Lord, I don't even bother with
I'm getting
anything
hungry
else.
now.
That sound good.
I never
though.
had onion rings like this. I don't even like onions, but ours rock. And all kinds of soft drinks, and like I said, slushies also. Different little candies for the kids.
Awesome.
I assume you guys don't have celery and carrots at this, do you?
I have not
dirty
myself
South here.
sought those items in the concession stand, but Kenny Morden is an excellent promoter, and if Sam's Club's got it on special, he's liable to snatch it up and say, hey, we're selling this week.
Hey,
Hey, it's like the Flint Tropics, man. They just do whatever they got to do to get things done.
yeah.
And,
efficiency.
Before I forget, Mark, you asked about different things. See, now, every so often, like next weekend, June 7th, we have bike races for the kids at intermission. We try to do that once a month. And, and that's all kids from training wheels up to about, I think we cut it off at 10 years old, maybe 12. And then also once a month, we've already done it this month. Next month, it will be the 28th of June. We have Powder Puff for the ladies. We talked about that before. The ladies
Yeah.
get in
I
the race
remember.
cars and race. So we try to do
Lord.
different things, for the kids and the family to get everybody involved. And we always got little giveaways. Some race teams will donate stuff that we give away at intermission. So we got lots of stuff for the family, mostly racing, but we try to have other things as well.
Awesome. Well, Charlie, we appreciate your time today. We're going to hit our break, but we thank you for coming in and telling us a little bit more about Plummerville Speedway, Super Speedway, not just
Plummerville
they're
Super Speedway,
Super
exit
Speedway.
112 off of I-40.
This
Come
guy.
get your thrill at the Ville, baby.
We appreciate your time, Charlie. We hope to hear
Appreciate
from you
y'all.
again in the near future. We're going to hit our second break. That's not our final break. It's our second break. When we come back, we'll look at the NBA playoffs, the Clippers sale, and much, much more.